holding their candles aloft and reading the tangled webwork. But the elastic heart of youth cannot be compressed into one constrained shape long at a time. Tom presently began to drift insensibly back into concerns of his own life again. What if he turned his back now and disappeared mysteriously? He would join the Indians. He would be a pirate. That was it. Now his future lay plain before him and glowing with unimaginable splendor. Come on, sweetheart. Yes, people, we are back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is and whatever part of the world that you're watching this in. Welcome back to the channel, Old Southern Pine. She out here. She out here. Come get a drink of water. Today, Fiona and I are staying in the Mark Twain campgrounds, where we will be visiting the caves and his boyhood home that inspired the book Tom Sawyer, one of my personal favorite books of all time. I don't even have words to tell you how powerful of a place it is to be standing where one of your favorite authors, that their book inspired your life so much, to be standing in the same place where they drew inspiration from. Mighty powerful feeling. Now that we've got our Alpacas and Montana socks on, let's get this tent set up. Yes, it's about 85 degrees outside, and before anybody goes on talking about how wool is only good for winter, that's not the case. I wear wool year-round. Alpaca wool is thermoregulating, which keeps you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. All right. Did I get your butt? Campgrounds themselves are not typically my choice. For what it is, I gotta admit, it's pretty nice. You guys have seen me set this tent up here recently. Let's skip the setup process. Let me show you a fancy new feature this thing's got. Wasn't that easy? I'd say with that done, we got a cave tour to get to. Now to return to Tom and Becky's share in the picnic. They tripped along the murky aisles with the rest of the company, visiting the familiar wonders of the cave, wonders dubbed with rather over-descriptive names, such as the drawing room, the cathedral, Aladdin's palace, and so on. Presently, the hide-and-seek frolicking began, and Tom and Becky engaged in it with zeal until the exertion began to grow up a trifle wearisome. Then they wandered down a sinuous avenue, holding their candles aloft and reading the tangled webwork of names, dates, post office addresses, and mottos with which the rock walls had been frescoed in candle smoke. Still drifting along and talking, they scarcely noticed that they were now in a part of the cave whose walls were not frescoed. They smoked their own names under an overhanging shelf and moved on. Presently they came to a place where a little stream of water trickled over a ledge, and carrying a limestone sediment with it, had, in the slow dragging ages, formed a laced and ruffled Niagara in gleaming and imperishable stone. Tom squeezed his small body behind it in order to illuminate it for Becky's gratification. He found that it curtained a sort of steep and natural stairway, which was enclosed behind narrow walls, and at once the ambition to be a discoverer seized him. Alright, you guys, we gotta get a fire going. These no-see-ums are no joke whatsoever. And they mean business. In case you guys haven't watched that video, that is the top-down fire method or the upside-down fire method, or either way, same fire, two names. Best way to do it, set it, forget it. You absolutely have to love Blackbird fire starters. What do you think? Oh, baby, I know the bug's bothering you too. I know, we got the fire going. We'll be done soon. Alright guys, well, we had planned to do steak and onions tonight, but it's getting dark quick, and honestly I just kind of want to curl up and have the fire, so we are going to dive into our ICECO fridge here, and we're going to have a chicken salad sandwich, and why not a few brats over the fire. Alright you guys, we're going to have this chicken salad sandwich. We're going to let that fire burn down just a little bit. We'll catch up with you guys here shortly. Good, but I can already tell it's going to be a two baby wipe mess on this one. What? Do I have something on my face? Everything's alright, baby. I know. That beep scares her every time. Nice. Now we got some airflow to go right on us. I went hiking. We did 3/4 of a mile inside that cave, and we probably did another mile just walking around the camp today. All that heat and humidity. My socks are completely dry. My feet are completely dry. Hi, baby girl. Lights on, pretty slick. Alright guys, we're going to get Audible going again here and listen to the rest of our Tom Sawyer book read by Nick Offerman. And, yeah, unless anything else exciting happens, we'll see you guys first thing in the morning. Good night. That is one tuckered out little girl. Good morning, everybody. I am so excited for this morning. Today we are going to Mark Twain's Boyhood home, which was the inspiration for Aunt Polly's house, as well as some of his friends in the neighborhood from Tom Sawyer. So we're going to be checking that out. It is right just now clicking over to 8 a.m. I think that it is about time to get up, get changed, get some breakfast. Also, in case you guys didn't know this, there is no one on the planet that will judge you harsher than a puppy that is ready to get on with her day. But not even let me pet her. I gotta put my shoes on. I gotta put my shoes on. Alright, I'm going to say it's time for a quick wardrobe change. Let's get some breakfast going. Much better. Steak, mushrooms. Can't get more American than that. To those of you guys who say that titanium is hard to cook on, please, I might be the worst chef on the planet, but that steak is medium rare, perfectly done, juicy. I can still see the juices pouring out of it. I mean, come on. Cheers to Mark Twain. Oh, that's good coffee. Let's try a mushroom. And I didn't put anything on this steak other than olive oil, so she can have some of it. Good girl. There you go, baby. Good girl. Alright guys, we're going to finish this. We'll catch up with you guys shortly. Alright, that's breakfast done. It was amazing. Let's get camp packed up and go see Mark Twain's Boyhood house. That's right, I'm putting titanium up wet and dirty. Alright, this next thing I want to talk to you guys about requires a little bit of mood lighting, I think. New fire maple tulip lantern. I think it's going to be perfect to work on this together. That was dramatic. Perfect. So a dear friend of mine, Miss Yolanda from Dos Artesanos, sent me a painting that she had done of Fiona, which I think is absolutely stunning and genuinely captures her spirit in this painting. It's absolutely beautiful. Miss Yolanda, thank you so much. You guys, she is an incredible artist. Like I said, Dos Artesanos is kind of her is her company name, and I will leave a link to her social media stuff below. Please go check it out. Maybe buy something from her. Phenomenal artist. Don't act like you wouldn't have done it too. Well guys, we're here at the Mark Twain Museum. Let's go in and check it out. Roughing It was one of my favorite Mark Twain books. It's a story about him and his brother traveling out west to go mine for gold, and it's hilarious. You guys, seeing Norman Rockwell's paintings, original paintings of Huck Finn's adventure, awesome. I didn't think it was going to get any better than that. Wait until you see what's around this next corner. It's the original paintings of Tom Sawyer from Norman Rockwell. Well, I live here now. You guys hear the steamboat? That was the house of Tom Blankenship, who was Mark Twain's, or Samuel Clemens' boyhood friend. He's the model for Huck Finn. This is the house that Samuel Clemens lived in with his parents until he was 11 years old, when they fell on hard times and moved into Grant's drugstore across the street.
I'm Tom Carpenter. I am pastor of Fifth Street Baptist Church, and I am the facilities supervisor for the Mark Twain Home Foundation. And I was sharing a story with the young man here about having Mark Twain speak at our church. In 1902, Mark Twain visited Hannibal, and at the invitation of Everett Gill, the pastor of Fifth Street Baptist Church, he came and spoke on a Sunday evening. He spoke about influence, the influence of the good people of Hannibal, his mother, his teachers, and all of the people that influenced his life, and basically left us the message that all of us have influence. We need to use our influence for good. When asked to come in the pulpit, Mark Twain refused to come to the pulpit. He said maybe on a Wednesday or Thursday, but absolutely not on a Sunday was he going to get in the pulpit. And I looked it up when we were confronted with this story, and there are some news articles from 1902 that talk about Mark Twain coming to Fifth Street Baptist Church and presenting that message. So thank you for allowing me to share with you.
That was absolutely awesome of the pastor of the Fifth Street Baptist Church to share that with me. That was really, really cool. He was just passing by and asked if I was a fan of Mark Twain. I said, yes, sir, I sure am, huge fan. And he said, well, let me share with you a little fact that you may not know. And that was really, really cool. For those of you guys that have read Tom Sawyer, which I'm assuming if you've gotten this far in the video, you probably have, that was actually very much the same message that Judge Thatcher gave at Tom's Sunday school lesson. So there you go. And there it is, Aunt Polly's infamous whitewashed fence. Fiona and I are just taking a break here under the shade tree. I want to thank everybody in Hannibal for how wonderful they've been. And everybody has just been so sweet and kind, and they've let me carry Fiona through the entire place, and I haven't set her down, I've just carried her. Just everybody's been so sweet and wonderful, and again, it's nice to be back in the South. First up on the home tour is Becky Thatcher's home, which was actually Laura Hawkins' house, and that was Mark Twain, or Sam Clemens at the time. That was his boyhood sweetheart.
This is Becky Thatcher talking. I have been asked to say a few words about Tom Sawyer, as I knew him.
The lady running the counter at Becky Thatcher's house was an absolute doll. She was so sweet. So if you're watching this, ma'am, it was wonderful meeting you. Thank you so much for letting us come in. Next up is Sam Clemens' daddy's law office. This whole place is set up basically as a village where you come in and you tour the entire little neighborhood that Sam Clemens, Mark Twain, grew up in. It's pretty amazing.
I was a boy, and then pretty late at night concluded to climb into the window of my father's office and sleep on a lounge, because I had a delicacy about going home and getting thrashed. My eyes grew accustomed to the darkness.
In 1846, Mark Twain's family fell on hard times and couldn't afford to live in their own home. The Grants invited the entire Clemens family to live with them in the rooms above their pharmacy. They shared their roof and their food to allow Mr. Clemens to get his career and finances in shape. The space was small, but their hearts were grand. And for a brief time, this house was Mark Twain's home. I sure hope you guys enjoyed touring Hannibal, Missouri as much as I enjoyed being here. If you get a chance to make it down here, I highly recommend that you guys come down, check out Mark Twain Caves, stay at the Mark Twain Caves campground. It's a beautiful place, sweet, sweet people, and definitely come see the Mark Twain Museum and Boyhood home. That whole village was just awesome. Everybody's been so lovely. You guys aren't gonna believe what's coming next.
Hi, I'm Mark Twain. Until we meet again under the old southern pine, stay safe and God bless.
And so endeth this chronicle. It being strictly a history of a boy, it must stop here. The story could not go much further without it becoming the history of a man.